Hi guys, welcome to hashtag mag16. It's a part two. Yesterday we had part one with Rob Ahmed about setting up e-commerce businesses on marketplaces. Now it's part two, and we have Aditya Raghavan. So he is running a agency, digital agency, who is helping e-commerce businesses. And we also have Harmeet Kapoor, who is into e-commerce business, and he's also digital strategist and e-commerce coach and a Shopify expert. We have two interesting people today. Somehow in niche marketers, we are trying to bring in people like means new to us. Not we can't say they may be known to many people, but here in niche marketers, we are trying to bring in different experts who are actually having expertise in a specific niche. That way, I'm very glad to have Aditya and Harmeet. So welcome to the niche marketers family and the hashtag contributors family also.
Yes, thank you, Govardhan. Thanks for the introduction. I think it's a great experience for me also to have the opportunity to be in front of you guys and this group, and also to have an audience of digital marketers who will understand the exact language that
We speak.
I speak, and not exactly the language which you speak to your clients. So I'm just gonna take all of you guys through a presentation. So, like you might have seen in the posters that Govardhan has been doing in the WhatsApp and Facebook groups, what I'm going to take you through in the next half an hour is no fluff. I'm going to take you through an actual case study that of one of my clients with whom I've been working for the last 1.5, 2 years. It's an e-commerce brand, and I'll take you through each and every step of what I did for the brand and how it's worked. And I'm not going to make any promises like the ones you see outside. Typically these ads which say that like you make $1 million in a year or something like that. It's going to be very straight up facts.
Yeah.
So basically how we'll go through this thing is I'll introduce you to my business and what I do and how I got here. I'll take you through the story of the brand, what exactly they sell, who their audience is, who their customers are. Then I'll take you through some technical stuff, which will be specifically Facebook ads and how we sold over the last year. This is the exact number. We sold about 4,66,000 rupees in revenue, and it was basically with a spend of around 1,15,000. And I'll speak about how we use Facebook ads, how we did it on a shoestring budget, which is basically we spent nothing over 30,000 every month. And I'll also take you through some of the partnerships we built, strategic partnerships, which were win-win situations more of, and nothing was paid from either side. So
Okay.
I hope this process is helpful for the guys who are starting out, and also for people who have been doing it for a while. If they can get something from this, that would be great.
Yeah, definitely it will be helping. Yeah, please.
All right. So first, a little about me. I did not choose to become a marketer. I'm 24 right now, and I've been in the digital marketing space for the last 5.5 years. I'm actually a BA graduate in economics, and the main reason I came to digital marketing is because I hated my degree and I did not have any direction of where I was going.
Okay.
But one thing was very clear to me is that if I need to do something, if I need to be independent, I need to make money. So the first thing I went and searched on, like all of our generation does on Google and YouTube, is how to make money. And the first things that popped up were, monetizing through YouTube or affiliate marketing and things like that. So I started reading, and I took this course. I don't even remember what. I think it was a Google Basics course or something on SEO. And I started my first blog, which was indianmythology.com. Now, this blog doesn't exist anymore, but what I used to do is basically write articles on Indian mythology because that was a subject of my interest. And I was in my second year, so it was something I did on the side. But and basically I was learning to do SEO also, so all the traffic that I was getting to my website was strictly through Google.
Okay.
Now my whole plan to become a millionaire then was using affiliate marketing. And affiliate marketing, say very specifically, I was only using Amazon products. So I was trying to sell through the Amazon affiliate system. So what happened is, one of my articles, it was called, is the afterlife true or false? A perspective from Indian mythology. It started getting a lot of traffic. Lot, say, I mean, back in the day, getting 100 visits per day was a lot. So it used to get that amount of traffic, and somebody happened to click on my affiliate link of a, what do you say, a puja ka lamp, and ended up buying a smartphone. So that's how I got paid my first 17 bucks. And for the first time, I realized, oh shit, this is actually for real. You can actually make money online. This is this is just a screenshot of the first time I made money online. This is something I put on Facebook. So this is my first 17.48 that I made on a conversion. So
Okay.
this is how my whole foray into digital marketing started. And then after that, I was working closely with a yoga studio who actually saw this on my feed, and they were like, "Can you help us do this for our yoga studio also?" And in my final year of college, I had landed my first client who I was helping with SEO. So
Okay.
this is how I started getting into online marketing.
Okay. That's an interesting
Moving on,
story.
yeah, moving on now. For the last over the last 5.5 years, I've worked with like 20 plus brands. These are a few. I didn't want to put all of the brand logos on these sites because most of them are not really big brands, but I've worked with most of these guys, and now slowly, I'm expanding to more and more people. So the brand I'm going to take you through today is called Safari Bombay. So Safari Bombay is basically a brand which is into selling safari suits, but they have a new edge to safari suits, and it's made by this sibling pair, brother sister, who are designers, fashion designers, and I'll just take you through their product catalog so you have an idea of what exactly they sell. Everybody can see my screen, right? It's
Yeah.
visible. Yeah. So these are typically the kind of products they sell. This collection is called the Safari Element Collection. And if you see, typically most of their products are priced above 3K. The lowest value product is 3,300. And they have these in both men and women. And there are different selections.
Yeah.
Yes, all right. So now, but my policy working with any brand, this is from past experiences, because my first ever e-com client was a client who used to sell these home mixes, and then I was just looking for work. So as soon as I got somebody who wanted, help in the digital field, I just said yes. But I realized that the product was not that great. So
Hmm.
what happened is, even though I put a lot of effort into the advertising and into all of the digital aspects of it, I couldn't really succeed. I couldn't really sell. So I realized that before I actually sell something, I need to try it out first.
Yeah.
So this in the start, before I started, I made sure that this time before I go into the e-commerce space, I make sure that this is something that I believed in, and this is something that I can sell myself. So this is an image of me wearing the safari suit, and I asked him for a trial, and I made sure that I tried the whole thing for a week, wore around, experienced the product myself, so I knew, the strong points, what I was going to use to sell and what I was not.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is something which I practice also even in another client of mine who is a consultant. He's a design thinking consultant.
Okay.
So my way of engaging also is, before we start the marketing process, after the proposal part, I make sure that I at least spend a week or two where I get to use the product or service. So in the case of this consultant, I went with him on few of his projects where he actually, you know, did his activities and conducted his sessions and his design thinking workshops, so that I knew exactly, what he was doing and whether what he was selling is something people wanted also.
Yeah.
Next up now, figuring out the target market. Now, safari suits are something which are totally like not in fashion. The people you see wearing safari suits are either the older generation or like watchmen and that class. So to bring this safari suit and have people my age wearing it is a challenge because like it's very alien to us wearing the safari suit, and we wanted to create a space in the market which did not exist. So basically, I work closely with the creators team, and we identified that this is something which would appeal to either creative professionals, so entrepreneurs and creative professionals who wanted to make an impact. Like, probably that's why I was also on the project, because it was for people like me also who are working on their own or have their businesses of their own, but you want to make a mark in a meeting, so you wear something which is technically workwear but still a little different. And another target market was designers, specifically people who are into design and in the design field who could appreciate the finer aspects of the garment, the make and the material they used to sell. But the main the main issue is budgets. Now, most of the e-com, if you pick up your phone and call an agency tomorrow, nobody's going to tell you that they can sell your product with a budget of less than 1 lakh per month. Now, these guys came to me, who are the designers, both are somewhere around my age, a few years up or down, and we had to work with a budget of basically 60,000 odd per month, 30,000 odd per month. So basically, in 2020, I did a research. Like, if we classify this as a high ticket e-commerce good because it's 3K plus, the minimum acquisition cost through Facebook alone was 4K. And this is a study which
Okay.
which I want to quote also. If you can see over here, consumer e-commerce retail average organic cost per acquisition is somewhere around $87.
Okay.
And
So this is what demographics is it talking about?
so this was a study of generally high value e-commerce products in India.
India
And
only.
this,
Okay.
yes, in India only. And this is in the studies of the year 2020. So I don't know how it has affected post the pandemic, but I'm showing you results from 2019, 2020 because there's a project I started in December 19.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So basically, and also I had before this point never spent 1 lakh rupees in budgets on an e-commerce project since I was freelancing then on my own. So anything 60,000 was a big amount for me to spend in advertising even back then. So I was up for the challenge, and like I just wanted to try out. Now next, let me come to the numbers and margins. So, like we already saw, the average selling price of these goods are 3,000 and above. And the average margins that the guy was making on the products is 50 to 60%. So, on a 3K ka thing, he was making somewhere around 1.5K. So, for him to break even, also, 1.5K was the maxed cost per acquisition we could go to, assuming that the lifetime value of the customer is more. Now, typically, lifetime value also we couldn't calculate because this is a product which is basically new. We don't know whether people are going to take to it. So it was it was all based on trial and error. So this was, even if we were breaking even in the first time, we were aiming for an acquisition cost of 1.5K, and the advertising budget given to me per month was 30K. And at that time, we started with a pilot of 2 months. So 60K is what he had to spend.
Okay.
All right. So one thing was very clear to me once I started this is we had no time to actually hit the top of the funnel. We had to hit people who were ready to buy, who saw
Okay.
the product, liked the product, and were ready to buy. We did not have time to spend on, let's say, promotional content, which would like videos and stuff, and then retargeting them. It was all bottom of the funnel. We needed to hit the right people who would see the ads and buy the products. Because if I spent money on top of the funnel stuff like you know product reviews and testimonial videos and things like that, I would probably not make enough. I would not be left with enough budget to actually advertise a sale or something of that sort. So one thing was clear to me, that I had to hit bottom of the funnel first. That is people who are ready to buy immediately, or who are ready on the verge, who can be convinced to, you know, um, take this safari suit. So basically, I had to hit also the people who are ready to try something new,
Yeah.
and not the kind of people who are, wanting to buy t-shirts for 500 rupees. Yeah, three t-shirts 399 wala aega. Those kind of population we do not want to hit. Mostly people interested in luxury goods and
Who think
fine.
differently.
Sorry.
Who thinks differently.
Yeah, you could say that. And mostly who are ready to adopt, like first time adopters of what we are going to do.
Experiment.
So
Yeah.
right. So now what I'll do is I'll just show you some insights into the campaign. Now I'll take you through the campaign. And so this is basically, if you are already using Facebook ads or are well versed with numbers and digital marketing and figures, then this will be easy for you to grasp. Otherwise, it might be a little over the top. So I'm going to take you through only this one campaign, which was run between December of 2019 to April 2020.
Okay.
Because April 2020 to uh, December of this year, we had to shut operations because of COVID.
Okay.
So we have just restarted now last month. So there's nothing there right now to show, but I'll take you through this ecom campaign, which is basically something that we're going to be replicating again.
Okay.
So let me take you day by day so you can live the experience with me.
Okay.
So as you can see over here, I'm going to take you through to day one, which is December 14th, 2019. So this is the campaign that I started. And the only, like I told you, the demographic we were targeting were creative professionals and designers. So
Okay.
the first thing we targeted is through job titles. So we tried to target people with who had stated that their job title is, a certain type of designer. And the budget I was spending on this is 500 rupees per day.
Okay.
And the targeting, as you can see over here, it's a creative designers, graphic designers, art directors, UI, UX. And this is all basically, there was no detailed targeting expansion, ages between 20 and 30. And manual placements was a hunch I got because I've seen that in most of the articles I read, or most of the ecom gurus that I follow, they always say to avoid audience network. So I've been avoiding that for all of my ecom projects. So I switched off audience and messenger and used Facebook and Instagram primarily.
Okay.
So first day stats, I was down 450 bucks, and we did not make any sales that day.
Okay.
So anyway, we just kept that going. Taking you to day two, same thing. 428 rupees we spent, but that day we made three sales.
Oh.
So as you can see over here, three purchases. And I'll also show you the creative so you know exactly what I used. I used two basic ones that we see in ecom ads also, a carousel and a static image.
Okay.
Carousel was also basically product shoots overlaid with the brand logo. Just hold on for a second. It's loading. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was a carousel with all the products, and the the caption also was the copy that I used was a very generic copy. Nothing like too much. We did not work too much in that direction, and a single image, which was the second image of the carousel,
Yeah.
and I just let it run. And the second day we got three sales. So good news basically. Even the guy who was running it was happy that okay, this was some validation for us that there are people who are ready to try it.
Hmm.
Now again, day 3, no sales, but like no worries because we already made 3 sales on the second day. Uh, these 2 days actually you won't see any budget being spent because I remember there being a problem with one of his cards going wrong or something. So it was not all like easy. It was like in the start we had a lot of things which went wrong also. So again, I continued. I did not try any of the other interest groups. I continued the same interest because we had 3 sales over there, and I kept the budget the same. Going to the 19th, again we had 2 purchases on the 19th. So we have 5 purchases now in the first 5 days. So actually, looking at the first 5 days, it's not too bad. Then what I decided to do is start splitting the interest groups. Before I go to that, let me just show you. 14th to 19th, we made 5 purchases and we spent a total of 2,100 at 433 per purchase. If you remember, our higher limit to hit was 1.5k. At 1.5k, we would break even.
Okay.
So at 433, the guy was making a profit of around 1,100 per sale.
Yeah.
So yeah, so at this point we are good. Like we are doing well.
Yeah.
For the first 5 days. 20th December, no sales. 21st December, also, I don't think we made 1 purchase. But if you saw the job title wala interest group, by that time had stopped firing because I remember on the 20th, there were no ads to cut. So I'm not going to take you now everything day by day because we'll spend a lot of time. So now I'm just going to expand it to the month of December. So 14th to 31st. We made 5 sales to the job titles wala thing. We made one more targeting I tried as broad. So I'll show you what it was. I think men and women of a certain age and who prefer mid and high value goods and were engaged shoppers. So this is basically no interest at all. I wanted Facebook to, look at the audience and self-select. And we got 1 purchase from there. And then 1 we again went in interest, but this time I narrowed it down to only 3 interests, which is fashion design, interior design, and graphic design.
Okay.
So here we got a little more higher per purchase cost, but I kept testing from here on. Now we'll go to January.
Okay.
January 1st to 10th. Now in the 1st to 10th January, I did not make any sales.
Okay.
And that was a little bit of a worrying fact because some of the interest groups which we had been using had stopped firing. So basically I just kept the testing going on because we knew that the creators which we were using were giving us good click-through rates and we had sales as proof. So I just kept testing a few more interest groups. Then 10th to 20th, again, we made 1 sale from the job titles.
Okay.
By now I've tested job titles. I've tested almost up to here. So job titles specifically focuses at women, men's clothing, fashion, interior. And this is just pure interest targeting to find the best bang for the buck.
Okay.
So now starting again from December 14th to January 15th, what we have done is now we have spent 12,000 bucks and the number of purchases are 10. And per purchase value has gone up to 1281. So right now where we started out with just making around 1,000 bucks per purchase, now we are making only around 300 bucks, 200 bucks.
Okay.
Now from here, one route was clear for me on when you are working on a shoestring budget. The main thing that you need to do is keep the everyday sales coming in. So for that, one thing that you need to do, which almost all online gurus do not tell you, is where they tell you to build the top of the funnel and get more video views and then use the retargeting. I agree that when you have a budget of 1-2 lakhs, you have the you know, you
That's true.
have leeway to do that. But when you're working with a brand where you're using very limited budgets, I think all the experimentation you can do is with interest groups, different target audiences, and creatives. These are the three things I think you can play with max. Because if you try to build the upper part of the funnel, one is there won't be everyday sales which would be coming in for your client, which is of great importance to them at that point. And you won't have any money to retarget. So basically, on a shoestring budget, the first thing that you need to do is figure out the best interest groups, or keep testing interest groups every 2 to 3 days, and make sure that your goal of 1 or 2 sales every day keeps coming in. Now we'll fast track this a bit from 15th to 30th. Again, January was a bad month again, as you can see. Only one purchase, again from the same interest group that was firing. So starting from 14th of December to the 31st of January, again we had made 11 purchases only, and now we are hitting that mark where we are breaking even. So 1412 per purchase. So from here I needed to figure out an interest group which would give me the best bang for the buck. So we kept on testing until I found this interest group, which is design. So in this interest group, basically, I'll just show you. There is it's 20 to 35 male interest design, and it's fairly broad. So I realized that all of the interest groups that I was using before were still a bit narrow. So I decided to increase the interest groups to about 71 lakhs. And now I'll take you to the dates ahead, which is the month of February. So now February 1st to 29th, you'll see that we got a whooping 42 purchases. And yeah, and the thing is, here the acquisition cost was 607. So for 25,000 bucks that we spent, we got sales of approximately 2.8 lakhs.
Okay.
And
like
correct, and
10%, 15%.
Right, and the return on ad spend is 8 times over. So basically, this was a winning ad set. So at these points, now I'm telling you, one thing which I would like to say all of the marketers also who are starting out, not like I'm into it for a long time, but I'm saying starting out with e-commerce, there's a lot of fluff going on around which says that, your sales are not coming in because you're not building the top of the funnel, or you're not building. All that is well and true. You need to build a brand in the long term, because that is how you last. But I think knowing your margins is very important. Because I made this mistake where I built the top of the funnel for brands, wherein you get conversions, but at the cost of you're actually making losses. Every transaction is not a profit for you. So these numbers, when you're just starting out with Facebook ads, are not something that you look at. So looking at these numbers and looking at your average order value and the goal that you need to hit is very important. Now, I'll take you to the period from February to 31st of March. Yeah, I think somewhere around March 6th or March 7th is where we stopped this campaign. And we figured out one more interest group, which is for women. And the same thing, but with the demographic as women. And here we were getting a purchase at 1692. But that was also, I think, because the women's e-commerce market for clothing is a little more crowded than the men's e-com market. Okay. So that could be one of the reasons. But we were having a return on ad spend over here. Now, this is I always think that this is one way of doing it. This is one way of getting your sales in on an everyday basis. But on the other hand, I also I'm going to stop sharing this. Okay, my presentation here. Yeah, all right. So now I'm going to take you through some other ways which I used, which are probably not paid one, These are organic one, which also got in sales for us. So the first one is Instagram organic. We spent a lot of time creating content,
Okay.
and creating content that basically, it was not about selling over here. It's more about this is, if you see, this is our store. If you equate it in terms of a brick and mortar business, what is this is the store experience. Somebody's walking on the street and what they look at is this. So if you imagine Instagram to be the street, this is our store and this is what we want people to see. So if you see this, I just want, I would like if people can also tell me what do you feel when you see this feed?
Yeah, people can comment over there. My
Yeah, you
personal
can
opinion
comment
is,
or however, because we have tried to create a feel more than anything over here. If you see,
yeah,
many of the e-commerce stores are pretty cheesy, wherein they are like 40% off, 50% off, this is on sale, that is on sale. We have not made anything salesy.
yeah, yeah.
It's more about
It's
when you
inspiring
come.
you. It's
Sorry,
inspiring you. Like it's inspiring you. It's
correct. And
inspiring you design wise, and it makes you look like some fashion. It's
right. So it's also speaking about, it's more showing the people who we think are our customers and who are our customers. So all of these models who are there are actually designers in real life.
okay.
So we have made sure that all of the shoots that we do, everyone who comes on our feed is also a target audience. So if a designer or somebody like this from our target audience views this feeds, they actually resonate with it because it is somebody like them who is actually wearing the safari. Like this image, if you see,
Yeah,
it's basically people from who are themselves creators. And we also use this strategy of micro influencers instead of hitting. Now if we follow, this is very common that most of us follow these big influencers who keep putting products on their feed, but most of the times we don't end up buying those products. That's because they are influencers, but they may not have that sort of influence on us. Whereas when a friend of ours comes and tells us that, hey, this is a brand which I use and I really liked it, their ability to convince us is much more higher than some other influencer who we have never met.
yeah,
So basically, we try to tap that market by uh, giving people our safari suits who are very real people who may have followings of like they can reach only 700 to 2000 people. But we didn't want, our goal was not to reach more people, but our goal was actually to be remembered by people.
yeah,
So when all of these guys are probably very normal, not so famous individuals, but them being featured in this shoot and wearing the safari and liking the safari helped us reach these smaller circles of their audiences,
yeah,
and at much lesser cost than what it would to reach, probably do a photo shoot with bigger celebrities and influencers. So if you go and check out the feed, a lot of the work we have done here is on the lines of branding and trying to create a feel, trying to create a store feel, and trying to, help people actually feel the product as much as they can from their screens.
yeah. It makes a lot of sense. Like
Hmm.
it's giving some fashion quotient, and it's not salesy. First thing, like you mentioned, it's
Right,
also giving inspiration. Like, should we even try it? Like that's how the feel is actually.
right, correct. And also, since it's a luxury good, it didn't make sense for us to be very cheesy and all about marketing and sales and selling. So we wanted to have a sort of a pull effect in the marketing, wherein we are not going out and telling people to buy, but rather people coming to us and wanting the product.
Yeah,
Now next I'll tell you of some partnerships we made. Now this was based only on people we knew. We did not, there's no method. This is just old fashioned networking. If you know somebody somewhere, they can help you out. So basically we got featured on LBB recently, which
okay,
is, if you guys follow, anybody follows LBB, you might know what it is. So this is somebody we tapped through our networks, and we got an article published on LBB, which is where a lot of people follow LBB to find artsy stuff in the city, what's happening in the city. And so here's an article which got published about what we do.
Okay.
So this was like something good, and we did not pay for this. We just had to give away one safari suit. So all of the things ka payment that we have done, we've only paid for ads technically. All of the other things are where we gift our products to people.
Okay.
And lastly, I'll also show you, this is something we have started making strategic partnerships with boutique stores.
Okay.
So wherein we give them a cut to place us on their stores. So these could be online stores and offline stores. So we are doing one with Cicerone. I'll show you that one. So this is a shop in Ahmedabad,
Okay.
and they have all our stuff listed on their website. This is something we did through outreach,
Okay.
and my clients gave me some stores where they'd like to be, and I had some people from my team actually contact and you know achieve a partnership. Basically, it's just about a call. Once you're on the call, it's just about agreeing to the split, and this is another way of non-monetized selling, basically.
Yeah.
And it is the same way where you list your products on Amazon, but for products like these, which are a little high value, boutique stores work better than Amazon, because in Amazon, yes, it'll just get lost in the crowd.
Yeah.
And we don't want to cater to that sort of audience, because Amazon is a quick buy stuff. Here we get to decide the price and we get our margins on that. So if you see all of the categories over here, these are all designer wear collections. So we put ourselves also in good company.
Yeah. The perception changes about the brand.
Correct. So basically till date now we have made 4,66,000 in sales, and we have spent around 1.5 lakhs max. That would be. This campaign though we spent 53K only, but after that now we have been making some efforts in some other collections also. So in total our sales have also increased, and this is about 1.5 lakhs we have spent overall. And basically what we are planning to do in the future is expanding to other platforms, because now the last year, even with the lockdown happening, has been profitable for us. So more money might be pumped into into other channels. Probably I would love to actually try my hand on Google also with this client, but if that happens, then that would be one thing. Or again, playing with new audiences is something which I'm definitely going to do. We have lookalikes and all which we have created now, which have started working also on the new collection, which is called a Safari element. Top of the funnel introduction of videos and introduction of influencers. We have some great testimonials from people who have bought. So we're going to introduce that top of the funnel to get people to, watch. I'm going to do video views and then retarget them with the ads. And we are also planning for tripwire products and memberships, which are uh, Govardhan, do you everybody is aware with the concept of tripwire products?
Yeah, most of them will know that. Tripwire is like, yeah, you sell some basic
Correct. So we are going to
go
be
ticket
selling.
and then yeah.
We are going to be selling something like bow ties as a very small value product where we don't make much. So like a 499 rupee wooden bow tie, things like that, and memberships wherein you'll get access to stuff throughout the year on discounts. So that is something which we are planning. And yeah, basically that has been my journey in e-commerce on a shoestring budget. And that's what we have done. And hopefully now we'll be doing more good work with them. Also, this is basically, I just wanted to put my contact details also. If anybody wants to get in touch with me for anything, now I also I work with a lot of digital marketers also. Right now, I have an agency of my own. It's called Sterling Raghavan. I'll just show you the brochure, take you through that. So So we are a digital agency basically, and we manage everything that is digital, everything in the digital sphere, and we worked with a few brands where we are now a lot into media buying, but we also offer other services like SEO and everything that's digital. And also we are evolving with what comes up. We're a band of 4 people, and all are based in different parts of India. And I've been freelancing for the last 3 years, and the last 1.5 year we've been doing it together.
Okay.
And yeah, basically, so this is my agency. So if people are interested to work together also as digital marketers, we are open to that. We work with other agencies also. We partner with other agencies so that they can outsource stuff to us, like especially media buying. And we also work with individuals who would like to partner with us on some of our projects, who are looking to work on bigger projects, who are looking to work in different across different verticals. So that is something we do. So if any of you guys in the group also want to connect, my number is there, we can talk.
Yes,
And I
we
hope
will.
that it's been of some value to everybody. And thank you, Govardhan, for also giving me the opportunity to speak here for what, half an hour or so.
Yeah, Raghavan, it's really nice the way you presented the thing. Gives a holistic picture of how you do marketing. Like you covered the start to end point. Like, and you also, it's like, see, when reality is not so cheesy and not so glamorous.
Yeah,
Like likewise, we see a lot of stories outside. Because let me tell you, be frank, I'm not pointing anyone here, but when you see people talking about $1 million, it's mostly about they want to sell you their coaching.
correct.
Mostly it is like that.
Hmm.
People who are achieving results, it's not that easy getting to $1 million.
Yeah.
Even some of the very biggest Facebook ad agencies I know, means
Hmm.
there may be bigger than those people. Like they're spending in total 2.5 crore per month. They're
Hmm.
managing it. So mostly marketers, we are not only marketers. Everyone will fail for such kind of. We'll fall for such kind of promises and easy methods. But
Hmm.
I'm 40 right now. I'll tell you,
Hmm.
there is no easy way to success.
Yeah.
So, like Raghavan has shared his story today, I felt it's very authentic the way actually he has put it together, transparently put everything together. So, it's if this also is achieved is a great thing, and the advantage is now what he has achieved with Safari Mumbai, it will be like much more better going forward,
Correct.
because now
Right.
things are like laid down, foundation is laid down now with smaller efforts they will get more results. That's what I could actually see.
Yeah.
So Raghavan, actually there are many ways of possibly collaborating with each other,
Hmm.
because a lot of freelancers are there in our this thing. You name it, and we in our community we have those guys. So
Right.
anything is there, you can let me know, and you can also openly post in the group, because in our group
Right.
we don't try to filter or feed or try to route anyone through anything. We try to
Right.
be open, and yeah,
Hmm.
if you need personally my personal recommendation or guidance
Hmm.
or help in collaborating, I'm always there.
Yes, very
So
much.
that
Yeah.
was really great, Raghavan. We'll just start with Harmeet. And what we'll
Yes.
do, guys, you can have any questions are there, you can shoot out in the chat box. So we'll take up later. So let's
Yeah.
welcome Harmeet. So thank you, Raghavan. It was really great.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Let me make Harmeet the co-host so that she can actually share her screen also. Yeah, Harmeet.
Hi everyone. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. Hope all are doing great at this time also.
It's something like we are like a family, and people who come here they stick back because the subject is very close and very relatable to everyone over here.
Yeah.
That's the advantage we
Thank
have, and yeah, yeah.
first a big thank you to you for letting me come on this platform. So thank you really. I really this means a lot. Anyways, let me just introduce myself and begin this. I'm Harmeet Kapoor. I'm a digital marketing manager since past 4 years in this e-commerce industry. Last year, I've even set up my own e-commerce agency as well as my own brand where I'm trying to experiment every possible things. In today's webinar, I will be discussing about SEO for a Shopify store. 20, 30 minutes is not enough time to discuss everything, but yes, I will try to touch upon the most important parameters which we all can, which will help us optimize our stores better. So beginning with SEO, I need not begin what is SEO or how it is done, but yes, the SEO for across, whether it's a WordPress or a Shopify store, primarily remains the same, wherein our parameters are same. What are things that we optimize remains the same, but the crucial elements is what I will do. Govardhan, can you
Yeah,
enable share
you can
screen,
share the
please?
screen. Yes. Are
It
you able to
says
do that?
disabled.
Okay, 1 minute.
Um,
Now?
Let me try. Yeah, now I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah.
fine.
We're able to
Are
see
you
the
able
screen.
to see my screen?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so little short intro about myself. I would not want to take too much of your time on myself. I've been working across this industry since past 4 years. Learned a lot. A lot of experiences have come in these past 4 years. So I've been the brand that I work for. It's into the fitness industry. So my key roles have generally been handling the entire social media channels, creating the marketing, the entire marketing platforms, handling all of them. I have started all the campaigns, the workflows, every Facebook ad or even the search engine marketing has been done by me primarily. I handle the entire team. So I'm not going to discuss much about myself. I think if anybody needs more details, they can let me know. These have been my achievements in past years. So the brand that I work for, they did not have too much of a presence on their Shopify store. So the moment that I started, which was from there onwards, we did a holistic approach and got this entire growth. If you see that from before say March, April, there was really no traffic coming into their store page, which after a lot of efforts has been going good and strong after whatever we implemented. It's a holistic approach. It's not just one thing that we can do. So I cannot say it's only SEO that puts in the entire, you can say that you can just bank on SEO and you will be able to achieve all your targets. So it's a complete thing wherein you do your SEO, you do your paid marketing, you do your social media marketing, email marketing. I find that very important. Not that I mean it's a field which is I don't know, somehow very close to me. I try to do a lot of email marketing, influencer marketing. Yes, like Aditya said, we need not target the high end influencers, but yes, the ones which are not that famous maybe will be able to bring us a lot more awareness. So for the e-commerce store that I was handling, we applied all of them and we were able to achieve in commendable results. So if you can see, these are my certain stats that I have put across. So from January onwards to February to March to April to May to June, there has been a steady increase after that also, where we have achieved 55 lakhs plus in a year with more than 2,500 orders. So this has been a continuous effort altogether across all the channels, and that has really helped us grow our e-commerce store. Earlier, the company was only banking on Amazon and other platforms, but slowly and steadily, I think we all do understand that banking on only these other platforms, we lose a lot of margins because of the commission that we pay to them, which is across 25 to 30%, sometimes which we pay to most of the channels like Amazon and Flipkart. But if you have your own store page, building the brand voice, building your brand trust becomes very important, because here this is where you actually attain your profits. This so that's how this brand, through this whole journey, we've been able to grow this brand and bring in all the results. So prior to January, there was no sale at all. And I think COVID worked a little bit for us, being in the fitness industry, and we saw the whole boom time after that. So till now, we are doing steadily okay and well. Anyways, let's just go why Shopify first. Shopify is a platform which is easy to build. I think the most important thing is the hosting solution that it provides us, the integration that it provides with all the payment gateways, the apps. They have a very good data which we can, which we can analyze and maintain. So they will tell you which are the pages that are being, which your customers are seeing in more. So that kind of data really helps you around in analyzing your store page better. Adding in your discount codes, integration with the live chat, it's all these things are quite easy. So even if you're a non-coder, you need not rely on someone to really make this store page for you, and this will actually help you to create it yourself. It's not that tough. I'm sure we all can use our hands and get this done. Slight little technical things here and there, but an easy platform to create and manage as well.
Okay.
Moving forward, sorry, any questions?
No, no, no. Just I was
Okay.
nodding my head.
Okay, sorry. When we create a store page, I think the first thing that comes to our mind is the theme, right? Theme is basically the look and feel of your store page, but there are certain important aspects which we need to consider, which I think not. I mean, we all are not aware of what to select because there is huge amount of themes that are available to us. So there are certain parameters which we all should really look into. Number one is the features of the theme, which is the upsell, cross sell, the pop ups. If we can add in the videos, how the videos add in a lot of, it helps to achieve a lot of. You can have a connect with the audience as well. So all those parameters in your features, they're not available in all the themes. So we need to check what features are available in across these parameters to understand what can work better for us. Another very important factor for SEO and any store page is the speed. So we should definitely check in the speed of the theme that we are looking into. Most of they have their demo pages. So a quick check through tools like GT Matrix, which can help us understand what is the speed. If it's a good speed, then you should definitely consider those themes. So all these quick checks should be done. Another crucial factor for SEO is the H1, H2 tags. So you need to know exactly where they are placed, if they are placed correctly on all the pages or not. All these parameters will really impact our on-page SEO. So when we're considering a theme, we need to look into all these parameters. There are across a lot of themes, especially that I generally work with is a booster theme. Very, very, very good, very easy to use. Has most of these features, as well as they claim to be 10 times faster than any other theme. So certain parameters which we should definitely think while considering a theme are all of them.
You mean to say the Shopify themes? These are all Shopify themes?
Yes, yes. So when we set up a store page, what decides the look and feel is the theme that we choose in. Once you log into, once you try setting it up, you have to choose a theme. There are certain free themes, there are certain paid themes also. So those themes will help you decide. Not all themes will let you do upsell or cross sell. Not all themes will help you to add videos to your descriptions. Not all themes will help you add reviews to your descriptions, or maybe reviews add a lot. So all those kind of parameters are not there in all the themes, especially the free one. It's generally slightly slow, but can be considered if you're a new store, keeping in mind if you just started. But yes, uh, we all think twice before putting in our budgets into the themes, but I think it's always a wise call to think and look into all these parameters and then choose a Shopify theme to ensure that the look and feel of your store page is good.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, now in a Shopify store page, there's a certain structure that works in. So you have your home page, you have a collection page, and then you have a product page. That's how the whole Shopify store page looks like. When we are doing an SEO for a Shopify store page, it's important we look into each of these structures individually to bring in the holistic SEO approach for our store page. So the home page needs to be optimized separately with the collection pages and the product pages as well. I'm going to just briefly touch upon the main parameters and how Shopify would be different from, I mean, how when we are doing the SEO for our Shopify page would be different from an SEO over a WordPress site or anything. When we talk about SEO, prime parameters like your URL, your title tag, your meta descriptions, your all these H1, H2 tags. They should have your keywords, your primary keywords, your secondary keywords. All these are, I think, they remain same in a Shopify page or a WordPress page. So those parameters I will not discuss. I'm sure everybody knows about it. But what are the extra parameters which we think when we are setting up a Shopify page? I'll just touch upon those ones. Coming to a homepage. When we are setting up a homepage on a Shopify store, right, there are certain things which we need to find out. Where is the H1 tag in your theme? That's very, very important. We all understand the importance of a H1 tag, which has to have a primary keyword, but we need to identify where is the H1 tag that lies according to the theme that we have chosen. Sometimes the H1 tag on certain themes are even hidden under the logo area, that is that where they ask us to add in our logo. So sometimes it's there. So that's a use of our H1. That is of no use to us if the H1 tag lies under the logo area. So we have to identify where is the H1 tag, and then we need to optimize the H1 tag accordingly. So whether it's so like in this, if I've just given an example here, if I this was one of the store pages which I have picked up, if you see their H1 tag is under the collection on the store page, it comes in the collection list. Now adding in just a collection list as a H1 tag is no use. It will not optimize the store page well. We will not rank in for our keywords at all. So here we need to identify where is that H1 tag. We need to use our primary, secondary keywords in those areas. With Shopify, I think the good thing is that if you know your codes a little bit, you can even change in those parameters. So the coding areas, or you know your HTML tags, you can edit your H1 code from this particular area to maybe another area that you would want to. So you can identify those things and you can thereby change in your tags. So that's important for you to really understand where your tags are and then optimize it.
Okay.
In any page, whether it's a Shopify or it's a WordPress, I think images are very important. The images need to be optimized well. The reasons are obvious, that Google can understand what is there on your web page. Also, for the impaired vision, it helps to understand what the image is about. Sometimes when the image is not loaded completely, it helps them to understand what that image would be. So certain important factors, again, while we upload our images, is one, you rename the files. The files need to be renamed according to your primary keyword or your product. Keeping those things in mind, they should be renamed. Compress the files, again, as it will affect the loading speed. Use certain tools like tiny png to basically compress your files. It will not affect the pixels, so that should be good for you. All text, again, an important parameter for all image optimizations. It needs to be done as per your keywords. Now that's the basic part of it. Now if we have a Shopify page, and if suppose someone has not optimized their images well earlier, there are certain tools. I think that's the good thing for Shopify, is that we can use these tools to optimize our images in bulk. So a very good tool called Bulk Image Edit by Hexstum, I've used this before. This helps you to optimize all your images in one go. So you can rename your files, you can compress your files, you can add the alt text to the missing files. You need not go to it again and again each image. One go, and all your images can be optimized well.
So Hexstum is a part of the Shopify ecosystem.
Yes. So when if we in Shopify, we can download the apps. There's a section over there where you can download all the apps, and this bulk image edit is an app over there. So like you have your plugins in your WordPress, basically these are more like the plugins in a Shopify store. So you can add this to your store, download it, add it to your store. Certain I think it is certain tools are paid, certain tools are not paid. A part of it might be free, and a part of it could be a paid version to the tool as well. So I think you can easily plug it in, add it to your apps, and there you go. It's easy to use from there onwards.
Similar to WordPress. That
Yes. WordPress has a plugin. This has apps. So
apps.
that's the only difference that's there. But yes, it's these are very easy to use. Apps is just one download, and it's there. You need not do anything else. There's not too much of a setting that you really need to do into a Shopify store page. If I have time left, I'll show you the insides of a Shopify store page also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now coming down to the collection page. The collection page, again, there are certain things which I have noticed that a lot of store pages do not, they do not look into. Yes, of course, when we are doing the SEO, your URL has to be important. Your SEO title should be, it's important when we do that. But what they generally miss is the H1 tag and the H2 tag on a collection page. I'll show you how it looks basically. So if you see, this is an example of two pages which I have put in a screenshot for. One of the companies is into shoes, the other is into clothing. This is a picture of this is a small, screenshot from their collection pages, actually, not their home page, but their collection page. So if you see in this first image, they have used camping shoes and outdoor footwear. That is basically their primary keyword. So they have kept in, if you see their H1 tag here, it's camping shoes and outdoor footwear. However, in this other brand, they've just put in a brand name. They are missing out on their H1 tag, which again affects the SEO a lot. So a lot of people don't really know that on a collection page also, they need to optimize their H1 tags very well, put in their primary keywords, not to miss anything, that will affect their SEO basically. There is one more important aspect on a collection page is which not everybody knows also about, is at the bottom of a collection page they can add in more content. So as content is very crucial for SEO, there is a tool which is called as an Optizen. It's called Optizen is what I will show you. So what happens is on a collection page, right at the bottom area, right, if they you can add in more content. Content could be your FAQs. Those kind of things will help your page rank better if you have more content. So if you see similarly in this the example of the shoe page that I showed you, they have water sports buying guides on the bottom of their collection pages, right? What this basically helps is, yes, of course, your collection page is ranking for much more keywords. Otherwise it would be just a blank page with certain images on it, with certain titles. So there again, not complete clarity on what that page is all about. But if you're able to, these are certain areas, if we are able to add into and look into, they will add a lot of value to our to the store page SEO basically. So that's what I said. You need to add in, again, a great tool, Optizen. I have noticed it works really well. It helps you add in the content well, add in your FAQs, add in your relevant questions. This will help to build more relevancy to your page. And for Google, I think relevancy is the most important factor that will help us do the SEO better for our collection pages. Now, the last page, which is there in a Shopify store page structure, is the product page. Again, URL, your title should have your primary keywords. Meta description should have your long tail keywords. Good tools to use is Answer the Public, LSI Graph. Get in your data right from there. You will know which are your long tail keywords. You will know what is their ranking factors. There onwards, we should use them in our descriptions. Images, they should be well optimized in terms of our alt text that needs to be done. Again, the same parameters, they need to be compressed, they need to be the alt text and renamed completely. Now, another important aspect when we do a product page, we all have certain products where there could be variations in terms of colors or in terms of anything else, sizes. It's always better to create one page and come up with the variations in the same page rather than creating extra pages, because that will again lead to duplicate pages and again affect your SEO. So when we are creating a store page in a product page, create one page for your each product, and all the variations should be done under that page itself rather than creating duplicate pages. Moving further, internal linking, how this can be really done on a Shopify store page. Yes, the best example for this is create blogs. I work mostly in the fitness industry, so yes, so this is what we generally do is internal linking will basically help us to establish the structure of our store page, and it will help to spread the link juice. Basically, that's the terms. The link juice will be spread across your entire store page. So what you can really do is create blog posts, create content which is important for your readers, and there onwards create in the linking. So if suppose this was a blog which we created on ab roller benefits, basically, since we are into fitness, so there again on the product page, the whole link, whoever is viewing your particular product would be interested in reading how that particular product can be used better, or even certain Shopify themes help us add videos, so that will link to your YouTube also. So all those things can be done, and internal linking structure can be created, which will help with your SEO completely. So this is what we did. We put in our product page, we gave a link to the blog. From the blog, there were quite a few links which are there connecting to the product, or even to other products as well. So here we're trying to spread the link juice completely across our Shopify store. Moving further ahead, since I'm talking about Shopify, this is by past experience of all the apps that I have worked with, which are extremely good, which I think we can all look into if we have a Shopify store page. My favorite topic, email marketing. I think the best tool that I have come across for a Shopify store page is called OmniSend. A great tool for email marketing in terms of you can create your audiences, like you segregate your audience if you need to target through emails to certain people who have probably seen certain pages or seen certain products. You can segregate your markets easily. You can send out the email campaigns to them. Another very good, I mean, it's a very good thing of OmniSend is you create your automation. So your abandoned carts. I think one of the important and most important things for any Shopify store page is how to retarget your abandoned carts. So again, you can create your emails. So generally, how we do is we create a whole flow of 3 to 4 email campaigns, providing them discount, or even things like you can retarget in terms of if they have seen certain pages and left, so you retarget them saying that, oh, I think you missed something, or this is what you were looking at. So all those things can be done with this tool. One tool, just like a plugin, you add in the app, and that's it. Has a certain paid version to it also, where you cannot do everything under the free version. Revive customers, cross sell, all of these things can be easily done through one tool in itself. So that's why I think that Shopify is a tool, where a lot of things can be done easily, and I think we all can try once at least. Another app which works well for Shopify is Yotpo, which is for reviews and referral programs. All your customers, all your clients can leave in your reviews. They can be, you can make other customers, see those as well. They play a very important role for all your other customers who come in and view your products. So a good tool, a good app that can be plugged in here is Yotpo for your reviews and referral programs. They have their loyalty programs and rewards, and their reviews as well for all their products. Another free, very interesting tool which I found recently was this New Year holiday Christmas greeting. So if you see here, it's a free plugin, a free tool. Just add it in. We added in so near the Christmas time. We wanted to. I was going through another page, and I realized they had this Christmassy effect of a snowfall and things. So figured out what app, what tool is that, and you can add that to your Shopify store page, and that's it. It'll give you all these cute little tags that run everywhere with the Santa running across during Christmas time. So again, for our SEO, AMP, Shop Sheriff is another tool which is there. Very good. There's a free plan available, helps to create AMP pages. They will help. We all know AMP is basically we need to accelerate the pages for mobile. So this is a great tool which can be used in case we want to improve the SEO further for our store page. This is a tool I spoke about already, bulk image edit by Hextem. The image, all text, file name, everything is custom. You can actually edit in one go, and should be done easily for your store page. And that's it. If there's any query or anything, please let me know. I don't want to take too much of your time. Govardhanji, give me 20 to 30 minutes. But yes, so my overall experience, I think, has been that in this past, especially COVID times, e-commerce industry has boomed. Everything has grown manifolds in terms of it's been a bad time for a lot of us, but somewhere it helped the digital marketers and this industry somewhere to try in a lot of new things. It provided them the opportunities at least, and I think that's where I learned a lot as well. I think when this COVID times, when the whole world was sitting and doing nothing, even in my own house, when my husband was sitting and watching Netflix, I was the only one working. So yes, of course, we all gain our knowledge, and I think thank you, Govardhanji, to providing us young marketers. Not young, I'm very old for this, but yes, of course, yes, of course, providing this platform to really do something for ourselves. And that's it from my side. I hope if there's anything else, any query, or anybody has any needs any more details, please let me know. You can reach out to me on my email address, and I will definitely help around.
Yeah, just to summarize things, like what I could get, like I'm a newbie, I don't know much of e-commerce marketing, but what you
Okay.
told about Shopify actually gives me an opinion that in Shopify we can do a lot of things just within the Shopify ecosystem. You don't need to worry about things
Yes.
outside. So because it's also providing some free plugins, so it is like scalable and it is like flexible for different kind of audiences and different kind of needs they have. A small
Yes.
businessman,
Yes.
a solopreneur who's selling her
Yeah.
craft or something, or maybe
Yeah.
someone who is actually a business, real business, having a big volume of products. And also it is what I got opinion is that it's like flexible with a lot of different scalable, different level of businesses, not just one kind
So
of business.
it removes your dependency on anyone. So I am not a techie, but yes, just working around, reading few things, I managed to set up a Shopify store by myself, understanding how to get in my my search bar right, and things like that, trying to understand of course a few trials, hit and run helped, and that's it. You can set it up yourself. So I think this was the need, it's the need of the hour, when you really don't have to depend on anyone to do things for you. It removes the delays, and with easy plugins, with easy integrations with all your payment partners, integration with the logistics, all those things are quite simple across a Shopify store page.
So just I want to ask you one question from my side. Like
Yeah.
if we compare it with Amazon, Shopify, like what are the advantages we have? Like Amazon, what I understand is it's it's you getting discovered is tough. Though you list your product on Amazon, it doesn't mean that you'll get good enough sales. Does the
Yeah.
same hold true for Shopify, or how does it differ?
Uh, so okay, so I have worked on both the platforms. Amazon, as easy as it may sound to so many, to the newbies nowadays, that it's an easy platform. Amazon is not. Amazon in itself is quite complicated in terms of listings, is separate in terms of in other aspects, like when you have to run your PPCs, there's a pool of so in the competition wise, yes, of course, there's equal competition there also, because there also you're lost in those pool of sellers. You're ranking in some 30,000, 40,000. That's where you rank when you begin it. And then to hit the whole thing of having running those Amazon PPCs, where your bidding is different, you have to constantly monitor, you constantly add in your negative keywords. So the same thing, it's quite complicated there. But what is with Shopify is a lot of things are under your control here. Same way you have to build in your brand awareness when you run in your Facebook ads, your Google ads. So again, you do your email marketing. It's it's quite complicated here as well. But the only good thing that I think is that Amazon takes a huge percentage of your margin when it comes to selling on Amazon. You're talking, I think that's where a lot of sellers don't really look into, is there are a lot of intricate charges. So there'll be a fixed cost, there'll be your shipping cost, there'll be all those Amazon fees. Approximately 25 to 30% is what 30% generally is what goes to Amazon, which you will be spending on your which goes into their
Yeah.
pockets for the commission. And there again, when you run your PPCs, and again,
Some
of
more is
course,
gone.
you don't have control, more is gone, so you are losing almost 40 to 50% of your your profits in Amazon. As compared to that, if you spend around 20% on your marketing budget, on your Facebook ads, your Google ads, and you're able to build in your brand awareness, build in your brand slowly, it's a slow process. It's not going to happen. You're not going to see wonders in 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. It's going to take you time to build it up. But if you can put in those consistent efforts in building your own store page, I think there's nothing like that as well. What I think generally a lot of e-commerce companies are trying to do is bring in the balance when they are trying to sell on Amazon as well as on a store page. That kind of sometimes does help. Like what I've generally seen is, suppose we sell a certain product for a certain amount on Amazon, you can easily put a 20% discount on your store page on the same product and sell it through your store page. So those kind of things are important. So as sellers, I feel with this e-commerce industry booming, they all need to be very careful on what they are entering into. Amazon sounds easy, looks very lucrative with the amount of reach that it has, but it's not easy. It's a difficult platform. The complications that you face every day with their listings and things. I think you need to balance the whole thing with your own store page, and if you want to sell on Amazon as well, that's the balance that they need to understand, wherein they put in their funds, and that can work for a brand for a long run. Let's not run in a short race of selling the products. If you want to build a brand, you have to build both the places simultaneously, I think.
Yeah, yeah, got it. Like in Shopify, you own the database, you own the customers,
Yes,
have
yes,
access to them, but Amazon doesn't even allow you to see their email addresses or even like
yes.
everything.
You cannot retarget easily over there. You cannot you can run in your email campaigns, but you don't have the data. Everything is channeled through Amazon itself.
At the end of the day, while you do business on Amazon, you don't have a face, and you are
Yeah,
just like you're working for money, and at the end of the day, you don't have a brand. But on
yeah.
Shopify, if you work for 1 year, you'll at least build some credibility. You will
Yes,
build it.
yes. I think, and that somewhere works also. I think this period has shown us so many e-commerce stores coming up. Quite a few of them are very new, but what they're providing is excellent customer support, and that works a lot for brands. Your customer support is very important when you build when you have that support. When people should be able to reach out to you, call you. If the support is good, I think you can manage it well. So I've had cases of where people have mailed in saying, okay, can you cancel in during the lockdown when we couldn't really deliver on time and there were huge delays. They would call up and say, can you cancel? And I have had people waiting for at least a month for their order without saying a word that don't worry, we will deliver it to you. So I think customer support is something which everybody should look into also, and not let that go, put their guards down on that as well. So so I think it's a holistic approach that everybody needs to take in.
Yeah, if those guys know that there is a human being outside the other side of the
Yes.
table, and they understand that, yeah, they're talking, they're responding, so people will be willing to actually take that risk. So yeah,
Yeah.
we'll take. There is one small question here, and we'll also ask if any questions are there.
Yeah.
Like someone is asking about what about the Shopify mail. So
Mail. Yes, there is. Shopify in itself has a the mail. You have that facility there as well. But I prefer tools like Omnisend. There's Klaviyo as well. What the major difference is that through Shopify's email, you cannot customize the emails to a lot of extent. But when you use tools like Omnisend, you can customize the emails. You can easily put in images of the products that probably they have seen in. You can customize the coupon codes that are generated in there, so it's not just one code that goes in there, it's an auto generation of coupon codes. So if you want a 15% discount to go in your first email, it goes out. So if it's an abandoned cart, right? So that's how we set up the automations in these tools. Is your first email could be okay, a 10% discount of the product that they have seen. Maybe after a week you could provide a 20% discount. That is not possible with the Shopify mail. But if you have a tool like Omnisend or Klaviyo, you can set up those automations, and that really helps. I have seen a huge growth with email marketing that's there with the automation. There are customers who haven't come to your store page, say, in 45 days. So you can segregate your lists easily, segregate your audiences, and then target them accordingly, as per the pages that they have seen, or reactivation, or even in terms of how much money they have spent on your store page. So all those kind of facilities are possible only through those tools like Omnisend and Klaviyo, which is not possible on a Shopify mail.
Yeah, it means like a lot of personalization can be done, and
Yes.
when you personalize the things, people tend to get means the response is higher, and
Yeah. Yeah.
sales are higher. So that makes a lot of sense. So Shopify Mail might be giving that basic stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Omnisend, well, like you mentioned, like it has. I'm able to get it. Like that's how it works.
Yeah. Yeah. So you segregate your audiences easily and target them well.
Anyone now here wants to have a discussion or ask a question to Harmeet or maybe to Aditya? I'm not sure Aditya is there because he told he has an urgency. He has to move on. Um, yeah, but it was really, really insightful session today, Harmeet ji.
Thank you so
I
much.
think
I
tip of the iceberg. Like with Shopify itself, I guess we can do like series of sessions. There's a lot.
Yes, there's a lot more that goes behind it. That's what I said. Coming in 20 SEO is just one aspect. 20 minutes is not enough time. I didn't touch the whole basics because I thought everybody knows about it. So the missing parameters which are important is what I spoke
Yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, Siddharth, if there are any questions on Facebook, Siddharth Trinath, can you have a look and let me know?
There is a question. Just a second.
Yeah.
It's a long question, which is reading. My question is for new brands. I have come across that I've come across that first time store owners are not having their own story or positioning while selling. Then how can we create and convey the story to ideal buyers so that we can get good price rather than falling in red ocean? I was trying to sell sanitary pads for new seller where I couldn't convey a story through messaging. He was saying my pads are comfy than other brands, but everyone is saying the same thing. So sales spiked up when there was discount, else it's low. So my problem is how to convey brand message or position product.
He's asking about the convincing the client or convincing the customer.
Convincing the customer. What
Customer.
I can, yeah, if to sum it up, what I can understand is how do we position the product or the brand effectively so that one can relate to it and can make the purchase. It should not be only like when the prices are less, then sales are happening.
I think he's answering his own question over here, right? So, how do you position your product? First, you have to identify what is the USP of your product. So, unless you identify what makes your product different, you're trying to it's the same thing of us niche marketers over here. If we all are marketers, what is niche marketers? So we have to identify the market that we want to target into. What is it that makes it niche, basically? So that's how you can position your product there onwards. So I think his questions answers parameters in itself, saying that first he needs to identify what is the USP, then need to identify what is the target audience. Uh, Putting down price need not always work. It can work on a very short term basis, but you cannot put down the price all the time. So for him, I think he needs to identify the USP of his product first, then continue that brand voice across all the channels through which he's trying to market. So if they're able to determine those parameters first, makes the journey a little easier for him then.
Yeah, I can add to that actually, like what Harmeet is mentioning. Like many of the businesses are, everyone is having the same problem. They are selling a sanitary pad or something, so they should not do it for everyone. It's not correct. You should have a target audience. You should have someone to, you should have a specific targeting. So if you have specific targeting, your communication will change. The wordings you use, the copy you use, the images you use, everything will be changing. We saw in the example of Aditya, he was mentioning. So he is focusing on specific kind of people. He is not focusing on again elderly people. Though the safari was, it's a safari whose elderly people were wearing, but he tried to bring it to the new generation, the younger generation. So I think you need to have that positioning perfect, and when you start building the brand story, that will happen. Or else discount pay discount, discount pay discount.
It doesn't work.
So building a brand story, boss, you need to have the positioning right. And I'll tell you, many times people don't have that clarity because they feel that if I say, like especially the marketers in this live session or maybe other places you see, if you everyone is having a fear that if I say I'll only focus on e-commerce business, then my fear is I'm losing all others. But in e-commerce itself, you have a lot of clients to target. Same way, the product you're catering to will be like liked by some people. And if someone asks me, what I will tell is, if you already have your database of customers, if you analyze them properly, you see how many customers are purchasing your product at a good profit margin from you. And if you're able to draw some conclusions out of that, then you can also arrive at an ideal persona from that perspective. Like if you're not starting new, for new people, at least they should go with their gut feeling, intuition, and also they should see what all other industry research, everything is there. So this is what I want to add. Yeah.
Govardhanji, can I add something if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
One way what I can suggest to him is they can check the customer reviews on or their discussion on that particular thing, whatever product you are selling, and try to extract the keywords or the key points which they are discussing there. Once that may give you some very good insights what they are looking for, and while this can help us in creating the story or what he is actually asking for.
Yeah, that will
It may
definitely
not
give
every time, but it's a good exercise to try.
definitely that will connect some dots, and they can figure out few more things which are not known as a brand and all. Yeah, correct. Yeah, anything else from Facebook, Siddharth?
No, I can't see anything else as of now.
Then here I think we have good people, good enough people. So Devdat Das, Madhurika Satpati, anyone, like if you are newbies out there, you can connect in the group, and Harmeet ji will try to answer if whenever she's free and all. So you can leave out questions in the group as well. So yeah,
Yes.
we have a very good overview, the 360-degree overview for the Shopify thing. The not 360-degree, the bird eye view, like we're seeing it from the top and we see like what is Shopify and how it works. But yeah, many people told me like many big stores also operate on Shopify. Many big
Yeah.
companies brands are operating on Shopify. So it's time to consider Shopify seriously. And anyone who wants to collaborate, get in touch, can always
Thank you
get
so
in touch
much.
with Harmeet ji. And today's session, we you people gluing for like almost now we are 1.5 hour from the session, and we're this week we're having sessions back to back. So really happy to have all you guys and staying back. So Harmeet, anything to share as a last opinion or
No, I think if even if we're all newbies here, a small thing about myself is I started my career quite late. I'm a mother of two children, and I never thought I could be in this industry, but yes, it's given me a lot of learning, a lot of things that I have. It's been a long journey, and I think it's all that really matters is that we need to be patient. Things might not work many times. Things might go wrong. Facebook campaigns can go wrong. I have made very silly mistakes of leaving some doing some wrong things. I would not want to tell the entire group here, but yes, of course, I have my personal secrets on that, the mistakes that I have made.
Everyone has a bunch of them.
Yeah, so but yes, with those mistakes we all learn a lot. I think what is important is never leave your ability to learn, and that is the only key to grow. I mean, till today itself, I pick up so many courses every day just to understand the whole scenario, if there are any changes or something more that I can learn from. So I think that's the only key to growth, is be consistent in your efforts, be true to your efforts, and never stop learning.
Okay, so yeah, you bring up something, and I generally get again questions. So, what is that final thing you want to share about Shopify? Learning about Shopify. What is that best place to start with, or uh, what do you think is the authentic place or best place to start?
Try it yourself. I mean, try it yourself. It's a place which is not very difficult. Trust me, I'm not a techie. I learned how to build a store page by myself in just a couple of months. So I think it's easy place to start. I don't think you can't do it. It's very easy. Just try your hands, and I think you all can do it easily.
Okay, okay, got it. So thank you very much, Harmeet ji. So
Thank you so
I have
much.
to leave the call because of some urgency. So anyhow, Taditya's presentation was also very great, and you also put up a very good. You also have give us a very good view of what Shopify is. Maybe we'll get back. We'll get back and talk more again on that. Thank
Sure.
you very much, and all the people who actually stayed back till this time. Thank you very much. So thank you all, guys. Bye.
Thank you so much.